In the quiet town of Willowbrook, nestled deep within the forest, there stood an old mansion that had long been abandoned. Locals whispered tales of its haunting, but none dared to venture too close after sunset. Among the stories told, one stood out, a story about a cursed mirror hidden within the mansion's decaying walls. Legend had it that the mirror possessed an otherworldly power, capable of showing glimpses into the darkest corners of one's soul. Those who dared to peer into its glass were said to be forever changed, haunted by visions of their deepest fears and regrets. One stormy night, a group of thrill-seekers decided to explore the abandoned mansion, drawn by the allure of its dark past. Among them was Emily, a skeptic who scoffed at the idea of curses and ghosts. Ignoring the warnings of the locals, they ventured into the decrepit halls, their footsteps echoing against the faded wallpaper. As they made their way through the mansion's labyrinthine corridors, they stumbled upon the room that housed the cursed mirror. Dust-covered and forgotten, it stood as a silent sentinel in the dim moonlight. Despite her initial skepticism, Emily couldn't resist the urge to gaze into its depths. As she stared into the mirror, her reflection began to distort, twisting and contorting into grotesque shapes. Horrified, she tried to look away, but something held her gaze captive. Images flashed before her eyes, memories long buried, secrets she thought she had left behind. She felt a chill run down her spine as the mirror seemed to beckon her closer. In a trance-like state, Emily reached out her hand, her fingertips brushing against the icy surface of the mirror. Suddenly, the reflection reached out as well, its cold fingers wrapping around hers with a vice-like grip. Panic surged through her veins as she struggled to break free, but the mirror held her fast. Just as she felt herself being pulled into its depths, the other members of the group rushed to her aid, tearing her away from the cursed mirror's grasp. With trembling hands, they fled the mansion, leaving behind the darkness that threatened to consume them. From that day forth, Emily was never the same. Haunted by the memories of what she saw in the mirror, she became a shell of her former self, forever tormented by the knowledge of what lurked within her own soul. And as for the cursed mirror, it remained hidden within the abandoned mansion, its malevolent power waiting to ensnare another unsuspecting victim who dared to peer into its depths. For in the town of Willowbrook, some secrets were better left undisturbed, lest they unleash horrors beyond imagining.